Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and we are on the Covert Go Green Color Challenge week. But before we get too much into that, a few announcements. I don't expect this to be your news source Magic channel because I don't spend much time on it. But in case any of you only watch me for your Magic Arena news, Field of the Dead has been announced that it will be banned in Standard starting on Thursday the 24th. I think that is your true and accurate news. An interesting thing is that you will get wild cards on the 24th if you have crafted Field of the Dead in the past. And Field of the Dead has been made so that it will be the last card you open if you're opening boosters of M20 in the rare slot. Now, if you want sort of free Fields of the Dead because you want to play them in Historic, or Singleton, or because you think that they will be unbanned at some point, which I doubt it, but things happen. You can craft these Field of the Deads right now, and you'll get wild cards back, like a rebate on them, on the 24th with the new update patch. So if you want some free Field of the Deads for your historic ancient Magic binder here on Arena, you can go ahead and craft these now, and then you'll get the wild card sent back to you on Thursday. Maybe this video will come out before then. Maybe not. Could be a problem. But can't say I didn't get it out there. All right. Other news is there's some format called Pioneer that they've created for Paper and Magic Online. Doesn't affect us if we play Arena in really any way, since they said that they have no plans to put the format on Arena, which very disappointing. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But, of course, it is their game, their prerogative. So, yeah, that's the news of the world. Diving in. Mono green. Good old mono green. So, one thing that I did have some issues making different decks in mono green with is diversity. The Stompy deck, very aggressive with 2-drop creatures that can attack. This, all about the ramp creatures. All about getting to Questing Beast, Wicked Wolf, Nissa, and Large Voracious Hydras and Vivian Arcbow Ranger a little bit early, and then using that mana to pump out Ooze tokens with Biogenic Ooze. Bring back the Ooze, a long-lost mythic. So, one thing about this deck is it's really close to a Simic Food deck. And if you don't have the mythics to craft Oko, and you don't want to spend your rares on Breeding Pool to play the Simic Food deck, which is definitely very, very good right now, this is an option. It's still got a lot of rares, but you can mostly keep them out of the mana base. You keep a nice smooth green mana base, and you get to use some of your ramp cards. It is a lot of rares, and really, the only reason to do it would be if you're afraid that Oko isn't getting banned or you lack the mythic wildcards for Oko. But this is an option to get something close to the power level of Simic Ramp without crossing colors. One of the holes in the deck is that we have the Goose and we have the Wolf, but this is the only way to get food. So sometimes we are playing the Wolf without the indestructibility option. Once Upon a Time does tie the room together nicely to try to make sure that we have Gooses and Wolves living together. And we also make sure that we find a ramp card early, because without a ramp card, this deck is dead. We have no 3-drops, we have no proactive 2-drops, all we do is ramp. So every hand needs a way to ramp so that we're playing an early Wolf, Beast, Vivian, Ooze, Nissa, Large Hydra. And yeah, the sideboard is just a hodgepodge of creatures to find with the Vivian Arcbow Ranger -5. And you know what? I've only used it once, and it was to get an Endraze Forerunners. So don't get too hung up on what's in the sideboard. All right, let's dive right in and let the mono green nonsense begin. This hand has a pair of geese. Once Upon a Time, Questing Beast, and Vivian, so it's a keeper. When you have a ramp creature and something to ramp into, that's about all you want from the deck. Some of you very astute viewers may have noticed I'm trying out natural lighting on the video today. Put your feels in comments if you have strong opinions about natural lighting. So I think what I need here is a land, just to make sure that I hit land number 3. And if I have the land, I'll be pretty happy. Here's the Goose. They say what's good for the goose is not good for the pelt collector. Is that what they say? No, I don't think that's the saying. Why does the goose bring you food? Because it's pooping eggs? Yeah, I guess. But aren't those supposed to be golden in the fairy tales? You know what? Let's not worry about it. Boom. 2 questing beasties. And a paradise druid. And the goose holds back the pelt collector, so the pelt collector didn't grow here. And now we have a turn 3 Bond of Flourishing, so the opponent's hand is off balance. And they pick a double green Sir Farron the Hengehammer. So their hand fell apart a little bit. They've got a clunky draw. Probably a mulligan in hindsight. Let's just go straight up questing beast mode. Roar. Bring the animated 3-headed smackdown. We could smash another goose there. I don't know. I feel like if I do, is that a Legion's End bait, whereas before they'd go for the Paradise Druid? Anyway, Murderous Rider grows the Pelt Collector. Wicked Wolf shows up off the top. So now we have options. We can Beast Mode Part 2. We can Wolf this. Nom 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 nom. And we have food, but we could also wait for a bigger target for the wolf. So yeah, I think we just keep on Beast Mode. Rawr. And now I will play out other goose. Having 2 foods on the battlefield could matter when if our wolf has to fight something large. Honk honk. Rotting Regisaur. Oh boy. It's a big boy. So, well, 2 mana, make a food. Nope. Still not enough mana to do that. Vivian Arcbow Ranger can minus on the Questing Beast and kill the Regisaur though. And I guess I can show that interaction because it's a beauty. The -3 says target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. You saw me play horribly with this card yesterday. Let's see if we can make it up here by having Questing Beast nip the Regisaur. You'll grow the Pelt Collector, but not enough. So here comes the Beastie. And that's 4 more for your face. Opponent certainly under siege here, and they bring out a Murderous Rider and probably a Sir Farron to accompany their Pelt Collector, and then they scoop it up promptly as they don't like any of the chances of these creatures against Questing Beast with its requirement that there be 3 power or greater to block it. We've got a ramp creature, we've got a wolf, and, well, we've got a lot of fighting going on, so we hope our opponent's playing some kind of an aggro deck. Something where the fighting is very useful. If they are playing their own Simic Food style deck and they're on the play, yeah, it looks like they're going to play Bant Ramp against us. I don't know if we can win. Because we are a color short and they are on the play. And honestly, that's the matchup, is being on the play. If the opponent plays a Wicked Wolf here to fight our Leafkin Druid, the game is almost over. Instead, it's a second Paradise Druid, giving me hope for a minute. So Nissa is probably coming down next turn. So what do we play? I might just want a giant Voracious Hydra. Remember, I can't fight these. So if I have a large Voracious Hydra out, then I have something for Vivian to get rowdy with. The problem with the Voracious Hydra is it's really bad against Deputy of Detention, which this deck often plays in 4s. But I still think it's the best play I have right now. Double that. And then we have something to pressure a Nissa who shakes the world with. There you go.
Strange and magnificent world.
Oh, it's so crazy. It's like, wow.
True power.
That also can do the job. So if the opponent double blocks here, I kill both of their creatures, which is nice. If I play a Questing Beast, this goes to 2, and the opponent almost has to do the double block. But then Nissa's still alive. Is there any way to kill this dang Nissa? I don't think so. If I play the Vivian and minus and this eats this, then Nissa still has too much loyalty. If I play it in plus here, there's just blocks. So Nissa's gonna stick around at least for another turn. And if that's the case, we may as well get the Questing Beast mode going. You here. You here. There are a lot of options on these turns. I don't feel bad about using my brain. Alright, we get to eat a land. We get to 4 the face. Put 4 points on Nissa. But there's a lot of mana here. We did also kill a blue source, but I guess that doesn't matter. Deputy of Detention is here. That's not good at all. That's this is so bad. I guess Wicked Wolf is going to have to solve that problem. And we'll be taking this. I guess Wicked Wolf is a great solution here. Now, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can do Nissa and Wicked Wolf. Yeah, I guess that's the way to be. We do leave our Nissa a bit exposed. Like, the Hallowed Fountain is going to block, then the opponent can make a 3-3, but they probably don't have enough to kill the Nissa. Probably not. Not without their own Questing Beast. Very freaking hard to break serve in these kind of matches. But we're going to try. Here's my Wicked Wolfie. Bow wow wow. Take out the Deputy. Bring back the Beast. Beast, your face. And the opponent has to chump block with the Hallowed Fountain to keep their Nissa alive. And alright. I feel like we've swung it around. But these turns are tremendously swingy and full of options. Let's see if the opponent can use all their mana. And they keep Hallowed Fountaining me. What do you do? I mean, what's a good target? The opponent picks the forest. Grazer? Yeah, I feel like the tank ran dry on Drunk Mimi Cry, and that's gonna be the game. Important update, the length of the last match was 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Just leaving that here. Gilded Goose, Leafkin Druid, Paradise Druid, Questing Beast. We'll want to draw a Planeswalker or a Biogenic Ooze, some kind of a payoff, or a Hydra, but it's a great start to the game, so there's no way we're sending it away. There's no way we are mulliganing such a hand. Now, if this beast dies and we sit here with mana dorks and draw land the rest of the game, well, we'll be feeling it. Uh-oh. Mountain. But the goose lives. Ha-ha. Ooh, one of the best cards against red decks. All right, we'll put out the Paradise Druid. It's hexproof. It ensures that we get the ramp next turn up to 4 mana, where these big, awesome green creatures are just going to start slapping little red dorks around. That's the plan. Yeah, what just happened? Really? Our opponent burned a mana by accident? Red mages, am I right? I can make a collage of the stupid things red decks do. Reading the goose. Sure, you got it. You skewered. You cooked my goose. You did it. I can do better with this wolf. Let's just get this going. Rah! 3-headed headbutt. Pow. Mask of Immolation. The Cavalcade decks, absolute mascots. Footlight Fiend, Mask of Immolation, Scorch Spitter. What a team. Do we just beef up the beast? Cavalcade could leave Vivian very dead, whereas like the wolves, especially this one here, the one that we would play this turn, it's not contested. So there's no reason not to play it. And the opponent's not blocking the beast anyway. So I like just getting more critters on the board. I like more creatures doing more munchings. The more bodies are on the board, the harder it will be to deal with Vivian, if the opponent plans to do that with damage. She's a queen, let's treat her like one. Bam! Rah! Beast mode. Beast mode. Hit him. Go ahead. And what you got? Torbran or bust, and that is another reason to hold the Vivian, because Vivian can minus to kill a Torbran, Thranafel. This can sacrifice to deal 3 damage to any target, so we have to be a little bit careful. I think that means the Wicked Wolf can't fight the Torbrand because of the way that the stack could mess with that. So, Vivian Arcbow Ranger. Hi there. How you doing?
Civilization has crept too far.
Questing Beast, kill that. Tear it all down. Now, if the opponent... This isn't a fight. This is target creature deals damage to another target creature. So Torbrand doesn't deal the damage back. If the opponent sacks the Mask of Immolation here to target the beast, it's a big mistake. If they target the wolf, I can eat the food. If they target my face, who cares? My life is doing fine, and they do target the wolf. So, nom. It could be a trap. There is a chance I was supposed to let that wolf die. Because now without food, I can't fight another 4 toughness creature, like another Torbrand, for example. But I think that the tempo is enough in our favor that if the opponent spent 4 mana on a Torbrand, they would be forced to block us again. At that point, if they're chumping us, we're definitely favored. Okay, the opponent is going to sack their Footlight Fiend with their mask and kill the Vivian.
My skills.
But they are still tremendously behind in this one, and a Wicked Wolf should be able to lock this down. No ooze necessary, but this Wicked Wolf fights the Spear. Get in for 8. Get in for 10 even if we like. Nom nom nom, Red Mage. Not today. Their Cavalcade Chandra Spitfire deck lacked Cavalcade and Chandra Spitfire. You really need like a perfect curve to have a chance. We are smashing and bashing today, and this hand is a turn 3 wolf with a couple food sources, so it's a keep. And hopefully we're not playing some form of a control deck. It's another red deck. All right. Here's a goose. Second verse, same as the first. Maybe Biogenic Ooze will get to matter. So far, the Wicked Wolves and the Questing Beasts and the Nissas have just been so powerful on their own. We haven't even needed the assistance of our Ooze, which is honestly one of my favorite things about the deck. No play. That might be a Chandra Spitfire then. Let's be ready for it. The Wicked Wolf is licking its lips for some Chandra Spitfire. And the goose has been slayed with slaying freaking fire. 4 damage to the gilded goose. How hateful. But it works. It works. You definitely killed it. It should definitely... I want the goose to honk when it dies, too. Is that too much to ask? I mean, it took us a long time to get a good goose honk into the game. So, do we wolf this? I mean, this is basically a removal spell. And the opponent just deep-fried a goose. I think I'm going to play it slow, because saving the wolf to possibly fight a Torbrand, saving Vivian for when we have some creatures on board, getting the ooze down, I think that's all much better. So here's another goose. And we'll keep this on hexproof duty and not attack. And see if the opponent wants to fry this goose. And it is Torbrand. Okay. Do we trade with the Scorch Spitter when it crashes in? I think we do. Now, if we block it with the goose, it deals 2 extra damage, so the goose would die. So instead, the Paradise Druid can keep us from taking a lightning bolt to the face here. And now, the Wicked Wolf. Bow wow wow. Let's do this thing. Target here. Nom. Eats the foods, makes it indestructible wolfy, and kills the Torbrand. A little bit of patience went a long way in this game, because now even if the opponent has double Torbrand, we have Vivian to fight that with our wolf. That's still indestructible because we took the time to play the second goose. Steamies. Alright. War Boss. Ow. Alright, that's a pain. That's a problem. It might be a problem the oozes can solve, but I'll have to draw a land for that. I don't want to give up my food that makes the wolf indestructible. So let's see what we draw off the top. It's Nissa. That's tough. So this is a critical turn with a lot of options. Vivian could come down and fight the war boss. Vivian would definitely be exposed if the opponent can get 1 point of damage through to kill it. Might have to throw away something like a Steamkin, though, to do it. We could play the Ooze, but then we give up our food, meaning our wolf is no longer potentially indestructible. We could play our Paradise Druid and set up for next turn and make a food token with the Goose. If the opponent has a way to, like, make us tap the Wicked Wolf, though, that's really weak. I think if we live long enough, we'll win this game. Our cards are very powerful. Our opponents are not so much. So I'm going to go with the Vivian Arcbow Ranger and try to just, if the opponent kills it, so be it. And we're going to let this wolf take out this war boss, so keep our opponent from making a horde of creatures. And then we're going to pass the turn and hope the opponent can't kill this, but I think that's very optimistic. But yeah, war boss creating a number of tokens, pumping them with Mentor by attacking. I think that's one way that we fall out of the game. Here's a Robber of the Rich. The opponent's going to try to cast something from our deck. With the mana they have, well, if they have one more spell, okay, their Steamkin's alive. And the Slaying Fire is 4 damage to Vivian. So we got the Slaying Fire out of their hand, and they don't have a good attack. Their hand is on the battlefield, but they don't have a good attack because of the Wicked Wolf. It will nom their best thing. Using the Robber to get your hands on something, not reliable. We have a lot of forests, and we have a lot of ramp cards that won't help you right now. And there is the land we were looking for. I very much want Nissa to take over this game, so I'm going to put a Biogenic Ooze wall in front of her before she comes out. Because that is probably going to be a problem for our opponent, and we can pump spare mana after Nissa resolves into the Ooze to make even more Oozies. Bone Crusher Giant, bye Gilded Goose. There goes our food factory. But all it is a 4/3. We still have the Wicked Wolf just being a monster over here. 1 food token, keeping it as basically a free kill against a number of cards out of our opponent. There's Nissa. Let's go World Shaken.
Witness the ties that bind us all. Rise, my elemental friend.
All right, and we'll crank out another Ooze, and the opponent wants no more of this. No more, please. His hand is tough. We have the Goose, but all we're ramping into at this point is an Arcbow. But Arcbow's good. And if we hit another land or another ramp creature, it's a turn 3 Nissa. All right, Goose. I'm leaning on you. Hello indeed. If our Goose dies, we're also in a very sad spot. Okay. 3rd red deck in a row. And we did draw the other ramp creature. Big deal. And we'll see what our opponent has here on turn 2. They have a Fervent Champion. And the Lava Coil on the Goose is pretty rude. Takes away our Nissa next turn. No blocks, of course. It's first strike, so it wouldn't even be a trade, and that's not good. I guess we'll go ahead and send out our Wicked Wolf, which I don't like doing in this spot, but I feel like we should be getting on the board, and we really need our opponent to ignore our Paradise Druid. Oh, crap. All right. Well, yeah, the good news is we've got Vivian. Vivian handles this. Vivian's ready.
I love everything from deer to dinosaurs.
But you don't love elementals.
Long fight.
And yeah, that's a scoop. I was actually going to tank a bit on whether or not to attack with the wolf because it would leave Vivian dead to something like a Fervent Champion. And I believe in the end I would not have attacked with the wolf there, to be honest. Although, taking an aggro stance against this deck isn't the worst idea. And yeah, I'd have probably done it wrong. But if Vivian lives, I don't think the opponent has a chance. Now we see Once Upon a Time, which, for this hand, I think we want another ramp creature pretty badly, but getting a payoff isn't bad either. This is definitely a keep. We've got the Hydra ready to fight, we got the Ooze ready to rumble, the Goose on turn 1. Yep, all that you want in your world. The deck's been very consistent. We are on 5-0. We're on the draw, so that's always scary. Will this be the time? Will this right here be our first loss? Let's see. If it is, it's to a like-minded mage, as here is the goose on turn 1. All right, take our draw. Let's do our Once Upon a Time. We see another goose, a questing beast, and some forests. I'm grabbing goose number 2 to try to ramp hard as possible. Also just to have more food when our wicked wolves come around. So, you got your goose, you got your Oko. That is a place we can't really compete on without adding blue to our deck. And this is the color challenge green. So blue, go. Looks like our opponent intends to make a food token. We'll get out goose number 2. We'll try to get out goose number 2. Maybe our opponent's got Brazen Borrower. Maybe they're just holding up because they can make a food token and they went to the bathroom. Maybe they just like a little bit of rope with their morning coffee. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. Honk honk. It's just a goose. It's the war of the geese. They're moving in flocks. They do move in flocks. Well, I'll tell you, I give 0 flocks for this. The ropage on making a food token. What are we doing here? Goodness gracious. All right, moving right along. Moving right along. The tempo, I see how you got to your 5 wins, opponent. You annoyed people to death. All right, Oko's here. A turn late, but here.
Sing with me. I will enlighten you.
Yeah, I'll enlighten you. So I think what I'm doing next turn is making the largest Hydra I can. Because it's something that is very hard to elk.
Change your ways.
Whereas if I put out a biogenic ooze, Oko can -5 to steal my ooze. It's really unacceptable. It's a really bad look. Plus a really large Hydra, I can use Vivian to fight an opposing Oko. What would it be, a 6/7 trample? The opponent does not attack. Are you scared of questing beastie? Well, another option is to play Vivian Arcbow Ranger and put some counters on one of my Ganders and just smork, but seems really bad. Like, everything about it seems pretty bad. I mean, when you're facing down Oko, there is a sudden, complete, and utter lack of good options, and that's just the way it is. One thing that I saw a lot at the Mythic Championship is attacking Oko every chance you get. The problem, again, if I put out Vivian and the opponent makes 2 things into 3/3s and attacks me with them, well, I'm in a lot of trouble. But I'm kind of wondering if that's it. I just don't think Vivian will live. So I'm going to go with the original plan, even though it gives up my ramp. At least it's something that the opponent can't easily elk. And I am going to double the counters, because if I keep it a 3/4, the opponent can use Oko to trade for it. And we'll see if the opponent has removal that meets the size of the Hydra. Usually they need to have a Hydra of their own or something of that nature. And if they elk something here, Vivian can come down and make the Hydra kill the Oko. If they don't elk something, this is a trampler, and Vivian can get another 2 counters on it. It will be hard to stop. So let's see what happens. Food token. Oko to 7.
Merriment is in order.
Sure. Let's all party. And yeah, there's the questing beast, which I'm not going to be blocking with my Hydra, but we need to get that off the field so it doesn't trade with my Hydra because it has Death Touch. So Vivian has to make the Voracious Hydra, slay the beast.
Close your eyes, breathe, and listen to the sounds of the wild.
Slay the beast. And then we gotta go over here.
You're done.
This requires pressure. This requires pressure. Now, if our opponent has another questing beast, that's pretty bad, but at least we have a questing beast as well. If the opponent makes an elk out of the goose and attacks with both, I'll definitely chump away my geese. They're not doing much. And when the opponent pays 2 for the Once Upon a Time, you've got to be happy. And you see they're struggling with mana a little here, as they go and get a forest, but they had to spend 2 mana, and that is a tempo fail in a matchup that is very much about tempo. Remember, we were on the draw. Our opponent didn't turn 2 Oko, they turned 3 Oko'd, but still really tough. And here is the Elk Smork. But no attacks. The opponent actually is trying to defend Oko here. That doesn't work well against Vivian. Plus, we've got the Questing Beast. Definitely not going to work well. So, we definitely want to counter on this Questing Beast. It's going to, well, with Trample and Death Touch, it's going to slay Oko regardless. And I may as well get in with this Hydra as well. I could also put a counter on one of my geese so that it's not doing strictly nothing, but I think this is the right answer. Let's see, 5, 1, 2, 3. This is on 3, right? Yep, so. Keep getting bigger with the Hydra so it remains insanely hard to deal with. I think that's very important. Yeah, now it has Death Touch and Trample though, so that won't save your Oko. We only have to do 1 damage to each, and then the rest goes through to the Oak Master himself, the Elk Machine.
Blind, remain blind.
The opponent does get to kill my Questing Beast, but as long as I've got the big creature and the Planeswalker, I am doing alright. Ooze. Ah, we have a like-minded foe indeed. They also see the power of the ooze. The secret of the ooze for you old school Ninja Turtle fans. Alright. We're going up top. To the skies.
I'd get out of the way if I were you.
To the skies we go. With flying, trampling 1/3 Gilded Ganders. This, I put it on 2 in case the opponent has a Wicked Wolf to fight 1, so we can continue to have an evasive attacker, even if something were to happen to one of my Ganders and this game somehow drags out a little longer. Yeah, the opponent's gonna have to block away something to stay alive here. Smash, smash, down to 2. Goose lethal next turn, and here is Biogenic Ooze. How do you come back? What could you have? How will you get out of this one? Nissa, who shakes the world, is a good start. Powerful card. Certainly a card that is not afraid to battle, but not a card that can stop the flying aggro geese. Oh, whoa, is this gonna be 7-0? Let's do it. Mono red, mono red, mono red, mono red. Say it with me, chat. Say it with me, comments. That looks like somebody who would play Esper Stacks. No ramp creature. That's a mulligan. All those powerful cards, but without a ramp creature, it is a mulligan, and wow. Twice in a row, no ramp creature. It's a mulligan. Okay, it's a keep. 1 land and 1 Paradise Druid, I think, is the answer. So we can go Once Upon a Time and try to find a good 4-drop. Yeah, did it. And we go to the Goose. Take him to Goose Town. Gotta aggressive mole, you guys. Can't stress it enough. And it looks like we're facing Gates. Looks like we might be facing Golos, who is banned but not banned right now, which is super awkward on MTG Arena. And if our opponent wraths us, well, that's all she wrote if that happens. I think we're just gonna go for max damage here. I don't have too much to do with my mana next turn. So we're just gonna get in there for 6. We gotta steal this one. On the play on a Mold of 5, we just have to steal it. There's no other way. We need our opponent to miss on sweepers. We need them to miss in general. We need to hit Nissa's off the top right when we need them. It's ugly. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I can't sugarcoat it. Okay.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
Bounce Paradise Druid. Sure. Miss your land drop. Darn it. Boo. Alright. Well, we gotta cast this Once Upon a Time anyway. I guess we could deny our opponent info. And we're probably replaying Paradise Druid regardless. There is definitely the potential for a time wipe next turn. But having the Paradise Druid in hand doesn't accomplish much. We could make another food with the Goose instead, though. Maybe that's the right play. It's not like having the Paradise Druid out changes the clock a lot next turn. So yeah, I think we'll Beast Mode. Remember, it will go over there and kill Teferi, because that's how it works.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Then we'll say go. We'll use Once Upon a Time on end step or in response to another Teferi, and we'll make a food so that a Wicked Wolf can be indestructible through a future Wrath, if that comes up. The root. Well, that's going to make some zombies. What do we need here? Nissa's meh. Vivian's great, but we can't find that with Once Upon a Time. Biogenic Ooze gets Wrathed, but our opponent didn't Wrath right there, did they? I guess it's a Hydra. Just to have some trample up in this, I don't think it will matter much the way that these zombies work. And the draw is not good enough for me. Alright, Smork. Pressing Beast trying to get the carry, trying to carry us home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Freaking zombies. Alright, let's double up. Nice big trampler to try to battle through these dead things. And there's the cast off. Should give us the hand. We need a Nissa off the top would be nice. Questing Beast would be better. Doo-doo. I think that's enough for me. I am not going to waste my time for the next 20 minutes playing a banned deck waiting for them to win the game. I guess we need another land. Just trying to think of what to do with this Once Upon a Time. Meh, I'd take a Goose though. Ain't nothing wrong with a Goose. But land it is. We've got turn 3 Questing Beast or Vivian or Hydra, so it's looking alright, and it looks like we have to go through a mono red deck to get our 7th win. If our Druid dies, that will be a problem. That would not be good, but other than that, it's looking okay. Robber of the Rich, easy block. People who play this card, come on. Come on, dudes. Alright. Well, we could also eat it with the Hydra. Just 2 for 1 our opponent. That's pretty strong, but I think it's really good to just have the Beast down. It's a hard thing to kill. And it starts the clock on the opponent right away, which I love. I love that the opponent immediately has to deal, and it's great to have Vivian Arcbow Ranger with Questing Beast. So, do you have Slaying Fire? Cavalcade of Calamity. Another reason not to run Robber of the Rich, but okay. And I don't need many reasons not to. I hate on this card hard because I think it's bad. The end. Alright. We've got this beautiful Biogenic Ooze just waiting to come down. We can save all of our fight effects for if and when the opponent plays something we actually care about, like a Torbran or a Spitfire. So yeah, it's going to be the Ooze. And since the opponent can't block this anyway, there are no decisions, like waiting to see them make a decision about whether to block or not. So there's no information hiding. We're just getting in there. Wouldn't it be sweet for Biogenic Ooze to bring me glory here today? There's another Cavalcade. So next turn we're probably going to want to kill anything that triggers it, because maybe the plan from the opponent is a very last second Torbran. This is going to be producing double mana. So that's 6 mana we're looking at right now. Another Vivian. I think I could also just threaten to kill the opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it's lethal without blocks. Unfortunately, the opponent will block. I can't get this quite out of the way. So yeah, I can't kill the opponent yet. So what's the play that gives me the best chance to win the game next turn and doesn't let this red menace weasel out of it? I think first we'll attack with our creatures. See how the opponent responds. And then I'm going to try to remove some creatures from the board. If he chump blocks with Robber the Rich, great. We'll probably go to 2 though. Hiya. How you doing? Yeah? A little cowardice setting in for the opponent. They do feel a need to block. Maybe we'll see a shock on the ooze. Yeah, I don't think that's the... That line is probably not going to get you back in the game. All right, down to 5. Boom, Hydra. Fight. We'll just get this thing off the battlefield because it's one less thing the opponent can deal damage to us with. And now they have to figure out how to do 13 to us from this position, and it's not happening. It's not happening. So 7 wins. Event run completed. So easy being green. I hope that you enjoyed this run through the standard event with the green ramp deck and you just see the raw power that is Questing Beast, that is Wicked Wolf, that is Nissa Who Shakes the World, Vivian Arcbow Ranger. These cards are an absolute just amazing pack of like 4 and 5 mana plays, and if your opponent gets to live long enough to unleash that upon you, there's both a lot of play to it, a lot of things it can do, a lot of removal it dodges, and just raw power to end the game quickly. So even in the mono green form, you can see where green is so pushed right now, and this deck was just smashing those poor little red mages. The only thing we lost to is a deck that's probably not going, well, we know it's not going to be an arena 2 days from now when it gets banned, and that is Golos Ramp, and that was on a mold of 5. So yeah, easy life being green. So tune in next time as the Green Color Challenge rolls on. Please consider checking out my sponsors, CoolStuffInc.com and HauntedFlower.com. The promo code CGB5 at Cool Stuff Inc. gets you 5% off. The promo code CGB gets you 10% off at HauntedFlower.com. And they support the channel. Great for Christmas gifts and just fun anytime gifts, really. Magic the Gathering related stuff. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.